It's time we had ourselves another sign side chat. It's been a while since I've sat here and talked to you. I've usually interviewed a fellow diamond miner, but I've got some news, really historic news to share with you. And I've been trying to get here and tell you, but yesterday it was so windy you wouldn't have been able to hear me, and I would have had to tie a log chain around my ankle and the sign to even stand here. And then this morning it was raining. So finally we've got a few minutes, and I'll tell you what I want you to know. Coming up a week from Friday, that's April 22nd, and Saturday, April 23rd, 2022, the Crater Diamond State Park is going to celebrate their 50th year as a state park. It's a big deal. It was a tourist attraction before then under Millar's Crater of Diamonds, but it actually became a state park 50 years ago, and that's a big deal. I've been involved for about 44 years of their history, off and on, more off than on. I lived in Kansas City some of that time and only got down for vacations, but I came here in the summer of 1978 and found my first 10 diamonds. And I found some diamonds off and on since then, 178 at the park so far. And my largest, well, there was a 204 yellow and a 213 brown, both very high quality diamonds. But enough about me. Let's talk about the park. They're going to celebrate their 50th anniversary, and what I'm really excited about is the Houran collection is going to be here. Jim and Shelly Houran from Grapevine, Texas, assembled a remarkable collection of the biggest and best and most notable diamonds ever found here at the state park. They just some of them. Well, here's one, the 4.21 carat Okie Dokie diamond. Marvin Culver found that in March of 2006. It was his very first trip, and within his first hour at the park, he found this diamond that weighed over twice as much as my big yellow diamond. His is a 421 and mine is a 204. So incredible luck, and that's the thing about this park. It's just amazing. You don't know when something great will turn up, how big it'll be, what color it'll be. Anyway, that's an incredible diamond. It's in the Houran collection. It has not been seen publicly for years. It was purchased by Alice Walton, who owns Crystal Bridges Museum up in Bentonville, Arkansas. That's the northwest corner of the state, and we're in the southwest corner of the state. Since she had a museum and she has large quartz crystal specimens on display, we thought she would be displaying this very special diamond collection that she purchased from the Hourans after they had collected it. But it hasn't seen the light of day in years. Anyway, the collection will be here, and you really ought to come. There's a 2 carat diamond with a great story about a boy looking for rabbits finds carrots instead. Franceschi was his name, Alex Franceschi. There's also, well, 3 of the 4 diamonds on the cover of my book are in the Houran collection. This is Marvin Culver's Okie Dokie diamond, 4.21 carat. This is Bob Wheely's 5.5 carat Sunshine diamond. Actually, it's a 5.47 carat. This is the 8.61 carat Lamley diamond, brown. Yeah, over 8.5 carats. And it was found here in the summer of 78 when I was digging here the first time. I was here 3 weeks, 10 hours a day, 6 days a week, and didn't find anything. Then I started finding diamonds. Some people took me under their arm and said, don't dig that and don't dig there, dig over here. You know, if you're gonna stay, you might as well be finding diamonds. So I appreciate their help, and especially George Stepp, and he was the man who a year earlier in the summer of 77 found a 4¼ carat yellow diamond. Also, it's known as the Con Canary diamond because he sold it to a jeweler named Con in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. That's a diamond that's been worn by Hillary Clinton in the gubernatorial and presidential ceremonies and things. So anyway, the Houran collection also has an 8.82 carat white diamond. It's a gorgeous one. These are all uncut now, and beautiful uncut. There's also the 6.23 carat Joe Fedzora diamond, the Bleeding Heart diamond. It has some imperfections in it, but it's a fascinating diamond. Come see it and some of the others. Pictures of some of the diamonds in the Houran collection are in my book. I'm just thumbing through it. I know they're in here. This was impromptu. I wasn't planning on saying this. Oh, here's some of them. So this is the Bleeding Heart diamond, Joe Fedzora's 6.23 carat Bleeding Heart diamond. That's the 8.61 carat Lamley diamond. This is the 8.82 carat Star of Shreveport, Carol Blankenship found. This is Bob Wheely's 5.5 carat yellow and Marvin Culver's 4¼ carat yellow. So yeah, I knew I had pictures of the Houran collection in my book, and I just remembered that. Here's the Okie Dokie diamond again. Absolutely gorgeous. Makes you drool. So so anyway, some great diamonds from the crater. You really ought to come out and see it. Also, this is a 1.45 carat Black Beauty diamond. James Archer found 1.5 carat black. It's not the size, it's the color that makes this special. Next to the 882, 1.5 looks small. But I tell you, if you found a 1.5 carat diamond, it would really look large next to your 8 and 10 pointers. And then that is, I believe, Bob Wheely's 5.5 carat yellow Sunshine diamond. So the Houran collection is going to be here. You ought to be here. So if you come Friday, they've got some things planned at 4 p.m. Richard Davies, who used to be the former director for Arkansas Parks and Tourism, will be here, and he'll talk for about 20 or 30 minutes. And what I remember about Richard Davies is they were having another, we got traffic coming by. They were having another event at the Crater of Diamonds years ago, and my wife had an idea. The U.S. Mint was involved in the state quarters, and some of the eastern states became states, you know, before Arkansas did, and they were announcing their design for their state, and they showed off what they were best known for. And my wife, Cindy Worthington, came up with the idea, wow, when Arkansas's state quarter design comes out, it really ought to have the image of a diamond on it, because what other state can boast genuine diamonds but Arkansas? So we were at the meeting, the special event, and walking around talking to people, and we went up and introduced ourselves to Richard Davies, and I said, my wife has an idea that with the design of the Arkansas state quarter coming up, it would be released, you know, a year or more in advance. We suggested to have the image of a diamond on the quarter. I said that would be great free advertising for the state park. I think the Mint made 750,000 of them. And so you got advertising going out because people look at the quarter and say, why is there a diamond on the Arkansas state quarter? And somebody will say, well, didn't you know there is a diamond mine in Arkansas? Oh, really? I didn't know we mine diamonds. Well, we're not really mining them. It's a state park, and it's open to the public, and you pay a small fee, and you get to go in all day, and you get to keep the diamonds you find. Wow. So this is news for people, and it really helped spread the word. So after speaking to Richard Davies that night, we didn't hear anything back from him, but he went to then Governor Mike Huckabee and the two of them decided to have a contest. They would invite all the school kids and every artist across the state of Arkansas to submit their design for the Arkansas Quarter. So they had a contest, and I think the winner got $1,000 and maybe something else, I'm not sure. But anyway, a woman in Mount Ida, Dortha Scott, drew the design that you may be familiar with now on the Arkansas Quarter. It had rice, duck, and the image of a cut diamond on it. And that's what Arkansas is known for. Whether you realize it or not, Arkansas is a big agricultural state. We grow a lot of timber. We have a lot of cattle. We grow timber to sell, for trees, for logging, for lumber, and cattle. And we are a big rice producer. Arkansas, the Mississippi River Delta region, has so much rice. We export it to countries like Cuba. So anyway, Arkansas is a big rice producer, and because they produce a lot of rice in the Mississippi Valley, the ducks follow the Mississippi in the spring and fall, and they stop in and eat the rice in the fields on their way. So duck hunting is real big, especially around Stuttgart, Arkansas. And Governor Huckabee was a big duck hunter. So rice, duck, and diamonds is on the Arkansas State Quarter, and it came about because my sweet wife had a great idea that an image of a diamond ought to be on our state quarter when the U.S. Mint issued them. And they did, and because it was on there, they had a big event here at the Crater of Diamond State Park. Oh, that's where I'm at. I didn't tell you, but I figured you read the sign. But they had a big quarter launch thing. So the U.S. Mint came. Schools across Arkansas were closed for the day. Busloads of kids came. There were so many people on that slope as you leave the visitor center to go to the Diamond Discovery Center. That slope down there, they wanted to seat a bunch of people, so they bought a whole bunch of bales of hay and set them there. So this was in October of that year. And they set bales of hay for all the people to sit on, and news people were here. It was a big event. Governor Huckabee came and spoke right here at the Arkansas's Crater of Diamonds for our quarter launch, and they had the ducks come and walk down the aisle between all the bales of hay with all the people. So they had ducks from a famous hotel walk. It was pretty cute. And then Riceland Rice had bags of rice and stuff that day. So it brought all the images of the quarter together, and so it was a big deal. And we had fireworks that night, and Mike Huckabee's group, Capital Offense is the name of it. He plays the bass, and that group played on the square till late, and then we had fireworks. So it was a big day, big deal. So it was real good. More people were in Murfreesboro, Arkansas that day than any other day in the history of Murfreesboro, Arkansas. A little town and a big turnout. Another event that's coming up in 2 years, this is April 11th, 2022, but on April 8th, 2024, it's a Monday. How did I know that? I looked it up. There's going to be a total eclipse of the sun. So plan to come for that event too. You could come in and hunt for diamonds, and then all of a sudden it's going to get dark. So hopefully we'll have sunny weather, no clouds, and it is just cool. I was in Kansas City a few years ago for the total eclipse up there, and it is amazing. On a hot, sunny day, all of a sudden it gets dark. It's eerie. It is really eerie. So anyway, you ought to be here for the total eclipse of the sun, and it tracks right over Murfreesboro. So plan to come. Mark your calendar, April 8th, 2024. I know you don't have plans. Plan to come search for diamonds, and we'll see what else happens that day. Probably some big events. Oh, so on April 23rd, you can see the Houran collection and possibly meet Jim Houran too. He's coming with his son Damien. And one thing I remember about Damien, see, for years I helped the Houran find the diamonds, like the Lamley diamond, that 8.61, and some others, help them find the diamonds for their collection. And I got to know their oldest son, Damien, and they've got a couple of daughters too. But Damien was in a group, and they did a video of crystal hunting kids. Can't remember the title right now, but anyway, they came out here and did a video segment at the Crater of Diamonds, and I helped them and coached them some, to dig and to wash, and we did the whole thing. And when they were done, the kids left their gravel on the table. And I told Damien, what you really ought to do, they're walking away from all that gravel. It's washed. They looked at it wet. Really, you need to let your gravel dry and then look through it closely later. I said, if I were you, I'd scoop up all that gravel your friends are leaving behind and put your gravel in there too, and just take it home and look through it. So he did. He took it home and he found a cute little yellow diamond in it. I was excited for him. And then we came out here and filmed another segment of registering the diamond because he found it at home. So they came back. Anyway, that was a lot of fun. So Jim Houran and his son Damien will be here, and Damien will probably have his diamond, and the Hourans are going to have a diamond they bought. They sold the rest of their collection, but they bought the Dempsey Ducharme diamond that, if I remember right, is a 2.93 carat white. No, 2.39 carat white. And it was cut to a cushion cut. Absolutely gorgeous. It's a beauty. I'm glad the Hourans ended up with it. But very special diamond. You can come out here and see that diamond as well. So that's April 23rd, a Saturday. But on Friday, April 22nd at 4 p.m., Richard Davies is going to speak, former Arkansas Parks and Tourism Director I told you about. Jim Cannon is also going to speak, and he was the first state park superintendent here at the Crater of Diamonds. So, I mean, when they got the label Crater of Diamonds, they sent Jim here, and it was like, make this into a state park. So he had quite an undertaking to do at probably a pretty limited budget. But I met Jim. I think Jim was superintendent here for 20 years. So he stayed longer than any of the other superintendents have over their 50-year history. But Jim Cannon is a great guy, and he'll have some good stories to share, and he'll talk for about 20 or 30 minutes, just like Richard Davies will. At 5 p.m., the park is going to unveil a new shovel marker. If you've been on the search field, and you'll see a shovel there. A historic diamond was found at this spot, and it'll tell, like the Okie Dokie diamond, it has a shovel marker. I remember when Marvin Culver came down and they unveiled his shovel marker. It was a big deal. He really liked it. And he would call me up. He lived in Nowata, Oklahoma. He'd call me up and say, hey, Glenn, would you go into the Crater Diamonds, take a wet rag and clean the bird dew off of my shovel marker? He wanted it looking his best. He was proud of that shovel marker. Proud of the diamond he found too. But it's one of my favorites to ever come out of the crater as well. At 5 p.m., the park's going to unveil a new shovel marker, and it is for the Esperanza Diamond. Now, the word Esperanza is Spanish for hope. Let's see. Anyway, there'll be several collections of diamonds. Well, so not just the Houran collection. I know that Troy Savage from Oklahoma is going to be here, and he'll have all the diamonds he's ever found, and I'll have to see how many he found. At one time I did a video interview with him, and he had found like 50 or 51 diamonds at that point, and I said, yeah, Troy, you're just one card short of a full deck. Well, anyway, he's found a lot more than a full deck now. So come see how many diamonds Troy has found, and I can get an update on how many he's found as well, and others. I can't promise who all will have their diamonds here, but I've got my hopes up of seeing some old friends that found diamonds with over the years, and it'll be a great event at the park. It just costs you $10 to get in, and you can see the diamond collections, and attend these events and maybe find a diamond of your own. And I guess that's it. So what day are you going to mark on the calendar? Friday and Saturday, April 22nd and 23rd. That's less than 2 weeks away, just 1 week from this weekend. So come out to Arkansas's Crater of Diamond State Park and enjoy their 50th anniversary celebration.